Assalamu alaikum. Brothers and sisters, my name is Aman Opsia. Before I get into my speech, not even a speech, I'm going to say whatever's in my brain, whatever's in my heart. I want to give you a brief introduction about myself. And forgive me if I'm blunt, but I want y'all to know who I am, and I want y'all to understand my angle so y'all understand why I'm here. First, I'm not Dul Bahante. So let me just say that. I'm not Dul Bahante. I'm a Gedabursi man. I'm from Borama. And the reason I brought up the tribe is because this is not about tribe. This is about ideology. It's about unionism versus secessionism. It's about, should Somalia be one or should Somalia be 10? It's not about two, because if Somaliland succeeds, a lot of other people are going to succeed. We will become the new Yugoslavia. So it's not about tribe, it's about ideology, unionist versus secessionist. So that's why I brought up my tribe. Secondly, as the brother said, I was born and raised in America. I was born in this country, I was raised in this country. If I was born in America, raised in America, if I was a commodity, I would have stamped on my forehead, made in America. But I'm very much Somali. I've been back home, I've been to Borama 3 times in 10 years. So I'm very much Somali. And lastly, I am the first Somali American to get a Juris Doctorate from the University of Minnesota Law School. Now, let's talk about the war of ideology. And we're going to have to get into our history so we can understand why we're here today, November 2014. Why are we fighting for a united Somali Republic? So, our flag right here, a beautiful flag, probably the most beautiful one, has a white star on it with 5 points. We all know what the flag means, but just to refresh our memory, the white star represents the 5 colonial territories, and that white star represents the birth of Somali Wayne. If you look at Somaliland's flag, they have a star with 5 points, but it's not a white star, it's a black star. And the black star represents the death of Somali Wayne. So you have to decide, what do you want? Do you believe in the white star or do you believe in the black star? Do you believe in that Somali Wayne still lives amongst us, or do you believe it shall die amongst us? So it's not about this tribe, it's not about that tribe, it's about, shall we stay united or shall we be divided? So it's a war of ideology. Don't let nobody tell you it's some type of tribal feud. No. This is a war of ideology. This is a war of unionists versus secessionists. So let's talk about how Somalia did become united. Let's talk about history. We all know about the SYL, the Somali Youth League. May Allah bless them. They're founding fathers of the Somali nation. We give them that. But there's another group who's not spoken about in our history too much. But their contribution to Somalia, their contribution to the Somali nation was probably greater than any other group. Not taking anything away from the SYL. But how many of you know about the USP, the United Somali Party? Now, the United Somali Party, there was 2 groups. As we know, what we know as Somalia today was 2 colonial territories. There was British Somaliland, and there was Somalia Italiana. They say Italian Somaliland, but Italians don't speak English, they speak Italian. And so in the Italian language, it was called Somalia Italiana. And we were from British Somaliland, okay? So these two groups came together to make the Somali Republic. So how did that happen? In British Somaliland, there was two groups. There was something called the SNL, Somali National League. Later, they would become the SNM. And then there was the USP, the United Somali Party. Okay? Now, what did the United Somali Party do? They were the ones who actually said, let us unite the British colony with the Italian colony to make Somaliland. That was the USP. That wasn't no other group. That was the USP. And we all know about the Khartoum II Conference. We know about the Khartoum II Conference. So if there was a Khartoum II Conference, obviously there was a Khartoum I Conference, right? When there's movies, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, then there was a Spider-Man 1, right? So let's talk about the first Khartoum Conference, because that's not spoken about in our history too much. But that was probably the most important conference in modern day Somali history. In the 1950s, what was it, 1954? 58, excuse me. In 1958, the Khartoum I Conference was held by the USP. And the USP decided at this first Khartoum Conference that we're not going to become our own country. We are going to unite our colony with the Italian colony to make Somaliland. So Somaliland, the United Somalia you know, was actually born in 1958 by the hands of the USP. So when you fast forward today and wonder why there was a Khartoum II Conference, you have to understand that the people came together and they said, our nation is becoming divided. How did we unite our nation? From a Khartoum Conference. So if we're going to reunite the nation, it's a must that we host another Khartoum Conference. And that's why Khartoum II happened. Because it was a conference about uniting Somalia once again, just like they did in 1958. Is to let everybody know, yes, we are reer, right? We're Northerners, right? But that doesn't mean we want to divide the nation. That doesn't mean we are going to turn our backs on our Somali brothers and sisters in the South. No, I am my brother's keeper. I am my sister's keeper. So let us, 5 more minutes. I'll be done literally. So let us speak about how my native city of Borama no longer has this beautiful flag with the white star waving in it. Let's speak about why Las Anod no longer has this beautiful flag waving, but instead a black star. Why? It wasn't because we said, we had an election and said, hey, we're replacing the flag. No, in April 1991, the SNM came to Borama with a gun in our face and said, hey, put down that flag, put up our flag. In October 2007, they came to Las Anod, they put a gun in your face and they said, put down that flag, put up our flag. It was through the barrel of the gun. It wasn't freedom of choice. It wasn't on our own will, in our own volition. They put a gun to our face. They put a gun to our face. So the United States, the European Union, the United Nations, and all nations of this world must understand that the people who live in northern Somalia, if given the opportunity to choose between unionism and secessionism, they will always choose unionism. But it's hard to make a free choice. It's hard to make a free choice when there's a gun in your face asking you, what flag do you want? Let's be fair. So, we all know about Al-Shabaab, right? That's the big bully. That's the big boogeyman back home, right? But what happens if we defeat Al-Shabaab today? Tomorrow, we still have this threat. This is what's known as an existential threat, meaning it's a threat to your existence. That means it's a threat to the existence of your nation. Somaliland and its successionist ideology is an existential threat to the Somali nation. It is a bigger threat than any terrorist, any pirate group, because we can defeat those people. But how can you defeat an existential threat? So I want to conclude. I'm going to conclude with this. And I'm with you. Long live the Khartoum state. But I want to pitch an idea to all of you, and including the dignified people on this table. We are the children, the people of Borama, the people of Las Anod, the people of Las Kore. We are the children of the United Somali Party. Okay? The Constitution of Somalia right now says that 2 regions must unite to make a federal state. We know this. This is not a secret. We know. But when you read the Constitution, under my legal analysis, something that's known as canons of construction, when you read the Constitution, it doesn't say that these 2 provinces have to be adjacent, meaning right next to each other like Minnesota and Wisconsin. It just says 2 provinces. So why don't we do something to make our unionist dream come true and say Audul, Sol, and Senag unite, okay, and make a state. Let the children of the United Somali Party give birth and become the parents of the United Somali State. Think about it. Because now we could go to the Somali federal government in Mogadishu. We could go to the government and say, look at your constitution. It says 2 provinces or more. We have 3 provinces, Audul, Sol, and Senag, and we want to make the United Somali State. Let the capital be Taleh, which was the capital for Saidka, or let it be Zayla, which was the capital for Ahmed Gurey. That's your choice. But brothers and sisters, don't stop the fight. Through struggle comes victory. Through struggle comes victory. And the Somali people, we've struggled so long, it is time for victory. Long live the Somali people. Long live the Somali nation. And long live Somali Wayne. Assalamu alaikum.
صاحبك